High security at laboratories handling coronaviruses to stop accidental leaks. Experimentation on samples tightly controlled. Yet some scientists think the virus behind COVID-19 might have come from a lab, even though the prevailing view is it occurred naturally. A former spy chief says the lab idea shouldn't be dismissed as conspiracy.
It's an engineered escapee from the Wuhan Institute. I'm not saying anything other than the fact that, that it was the result of an accident and that the virus is the consequence of, gain-function experiments that were being conducted in Wuhan, which, I don't think are particularly sinister.
Sources from your former place of work say that this idea that the virus was manufactured in a lab is just not credible.
I'm just staggered. They clearly haven't read the science, and they haven't attempted to understand it, because the onus is now on the leadership of China to explain why the theory and the hypothesis that it could be engineered is wrong.
Research by this scientist and the chairman of a Norwegian vaccine firm helped shape Sir Richard's view. They've published one paper despite resistance, but have yet been able to publish a second.
I thought the whole point of a scientific journal was you put forward some speculation and you opened it up to debate. Disagree with everyone. That's how you get to the right answers.
The first known victims of COVID-19 were here in the Chinese city of Wuhan. It's widely thought the disease probably descended from an animal virus, most likely in bats. But there's no proof about how it then jumped and adapted to humans. In a world where information can be weaponized, what should be a purely scientific question has evolved into a highly political one.
And what gives you a high degree of confidence that this originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology?
I can't tell you that. I'm not allowed to tell you that.
Following the science will be key at this new laboratory in Cambridge. The man in charge is dismissive of the lab theory.
When we look at the epidemiology of the virus, what we know about the sequence of the virus and the biological properties, that we're getting more and more information, it looks more and more that it came from an animal.
The existence of this lab in Wuhan that worked on bat coronaviruses is seen by some as more than just a coincidence. But the Institute of Virology denies it's to blame for COVID-19. Sky News has spoken to 4 other scientists who caution against dismissing the lab theory. But they're in the minority.
It's crucial to engage in debate in science. But in the end, if one doesn't see many publications in favor of a certain theory, one has to conclude that that's because there isn't robust evidence in favor of that theory.
Perhaps so, but it won't stop those who think the lab theory is right from wanting to be heard. Deborah Haynes, Sky News.